Hey GlamFam, Linwood here with your episode 3 of Driven, and today I want to talk to you guys about education. Now, I understand a lot of people feel like they get in cosmetology because they are not trying to do college and all that, and I'm not suggesting that you have to go to college, but I am suggesting that you do be educated, and I'm talking about this in a context of a number of different things. I'm about to turn, that's why I keep looking off to the side, by the way. I'm talking about this from a context of a number of different things. So, for instance, when you are in our industry, I see a lot of people where they feel like once they got their cosmetology license, they're done. They don't want to go through anything else. They don't want to worry about having to deal with, trying to get any type of continuing ed. They feel like I got my license, I went through school, I'm good to go. That's that. But when it comes down to it, unless it's mandatory, I see very few stylists who are willing to invest back in their career. And I want to kind of encourage you guys the importance of investing in yourself in that manner. Because for one thing, I mean, you're able to charge more when you know more, when you're more skilled, when you have a utility belt of services, of skills, of techniques. Because trust me, I've got 3, 4, 5 different techniques that I have in my back pocket alone on how to do sew-in extensions. Then you still got tape-in extensions, you've got clip-ins, you've got wigs, you've got you guys have seen some of the different things that I've laid out for you as tutorials on my channel. And so I would encourage you that if you are serious about being in a career like cosmetology, that you are adamant about making sure that you are continuing your education by doing something more than just doing these videos, by doing hands-on classes, by getting around another stylist who is more skilled than you are in a certain area, and kind of allowing them to mentor you and learn from them in that respect. I will tell you guys that it is incredibly crucial that you invest in your career, because honestly, that's what's paying your bills. I will say I see so many people where they just don't take the time to educate themselves, and they wonder why it is there are all these other stylists that are blowing up, and it seems like they are getting clientele like crazy, but a lot of times you don't see the behind the scene work that stylist is putting into it. You're not seeing the fact that they went to the classes, that they're buying the DVDs, that they are spending the time looking at techniques on YouTube and tweaking them to make them more professional, that they are getting around other stylists, or they're working with companies like I did. I ended up working with Farouk Systems, who are the creators of Chi, and I worked with them for a couple of years. And one thing I will say is they are excellent about educating their educators, so that way we can go out and teach other people. And I will say it made a massive degree of difference in how I understood hair. I got to go for color, I got to go for chemical services, I got to go for a cutting class, and the cutting class I had the pleasure of being alongside Mr. Patrick Antonio Bradley. Some of you may know him now, he just goes by Patrick Bradley, and he taught the cutting class, and he actually ended up using me as one of the models to cut on, which by the way was the best haircut I've ever had. And I learned so many techniques in one short session with him. It was amazing. So I would tell anybody who is interested in going to a cutting or a styling class with him, it is worth every cent that he charges. At that time, he was charging, I think, between $60 and $90 for a haircut to his clients out in Houston. And when I tell you, he's worth it. And the sad thing is, like, his cuts take less than 15 minutes. Like, dude is skilled. But he's also worked with Dudley. He's worked with Chi. He's now got his own company. He's making DVDs. Like, the dude has such a skill set that it's not something where you just show up and just say, well, I want a haircut, and think that you're going to get a $10 haircut from cost cutters. No shade to cost cutters. But I will say that's not a place to make an entire career. It's a place to start your career. But that's neither here nor there. We'll do that for another Driven. But I will tell you guys, it's really important that you invest back into yourself, that you're investing into your career, and just understand that you're not the only one that has to do it. If you're an electrician, and when you look at it, heck, if you go into a house now, there are certain houses that are grandfathered in, but if you have any type of work done, you may have to have your electrical workings changed as a whole in your breaker box. Someone has to go and get educated on how to do those type of things. If you are getting an electrician who's doing things the same way they did back in 1970, guess what? Your house might be on fire. It's important that you are updating yourself on not just new trends and new techniques, but on new technology. understanding that there are things out there that make your job easier, like Olaplex or a micro mist hair steamer. And of course, I can do different videos on those at a different time if you would like me to. But I want you guys to understand that you have to educate yourself, because not only is knowledge power, but in our instance, knowledge is your cash flow. Okay? So, if you learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody that you know, especially somebody who is a cosmetology student, because I want them to realize that, honey, when you finish cosmetology school, you're not done. Go back. Not to the same school, unless they're offering some sort of advanced theory, then by all means, go ahead. But what I tell you guys straight up, most cosmetology schools aren't teaching anything about natural hair. You're gonna have to go to a class for that. Most cosmetology schools are not teaching advanced theory on hair color, on hair cutting. You're gonna have to go to a class for that. Most cosmetology schools are not gonna teach advanced hairstyling. You're gonna have to go to a class for that. So do it. Until next time, you guys, take care and God bless. And as always, stay glam. And you know I love you, boo. Bye-bye.